our culture and our history is we've come from slavery. I think you gotta really realize where we come from to understand what you can actually do and accomplish in your life. You know, I don't know if you guys, know the full story of Harriet Tubman, but Harriet Tubman, she traveled the Underground Railroad and freed herself, but she didn't keep walking. She turned around and went and got other people. So who's to say that when you get successful, you're supposed to just forget about the people that you can help? So I look at stories like that, and I kind of try to adapt those things in my life, because like I said, once you start making money, you'll realize that money is really not all all what you thought it was. You might be able to buy some shoes you couldn't afford, or get a bigger house, things like that, but it doesn't necessarily make you happy.
But just think, one day you can sit back and say, I did it. You see, a guy once told me that your dreams so scary, they aren't big enough. Dream big. I'm drunk to
so many friends doing big things. And they was doing so many things, but sometimes they can go underachieve. They have so many dreams that they achieve, and I know that one day they can inspire somebody else. So I had this idea called Dream Talk, to put them on a platform to showcase what they're doing. Can we give them a round of applause, please, for our families? And I knew for this event that I had to have like an amazing host, like amazing. And the first person that came to mind was this guy right here. I grew up with him, I know him my whole life, we played basketball together. It's somebody I admire from afar. He's graduated from Towson University. He's had over 100,000 views on his YouTube blog, The Lunch Table. And he's just somebody I always respected. So could we please give a round of applause, get on our feet for our host tonight, Dave Patel.
Alright, so without further ado, we are going to introduce our beautiful, great discussion panel we have for you all today. So, as they come up, give them some encouragement as they come to the stage. Not everybody's used to the stage, but we're going to give them some encouragement as they come up. Alright, so the first discussion panel, we're going to do two different discussion panels. I don't know if y'all took the chance to read through your nice little dream talk thing, but it's two different discussion panels, alright? So the first discussion panel has AJ Davis. Give it up for AJ Davis.
Appreciate it. How's everyone doing out there tonight? Good, that's good. My name is AJ Davis, as you heard. I currently serve as the national coordinator for the NAACP Youth and College Division, and recently became the founder and CEO of my own nonprofit organization. So that's my dream that I'll be up here discussing.
To the stage, Marcus Thornton.
How's everybody doing? I'm not a LeBron fan, so everybody who's rooting for LeBron wins. But as you said, my name is Marcus Thornton. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. Graduated from Bishop McNamara High School in 2011, College of William & Mary 2015, and I'm a professional basketball player. Played in Australia my first year out of college, and I played in Italy this past season. So.
We have Chelsea Stevens. Clap it up for Chelsea Stevens.
at ABC 7, but praise God, yesterday I just got hired at the U.S. House of Representatives as a media coordinator. I am a graduate of Elizabeth Seton High School in Bladensburg, Maryland, and the University of Missouri. I ran track at the University of Missouri, and I also was first runner-up in Miss District of Columbia USA and Miss Missouri USA, so I'm Chelsea.
Give it up for Alyssa Cradle.
Hello, my name is Alyssa. I'm a two-time graduate of Howard University in Washington, you know, and I also currently teach first grade in Oxon Hill.
Dream big means to follow your heart's desires, do what makes you happy, and to just go after what you want to do. Don't let anybody else stop you from what it is that you want to do. Don't let anybody deter you and tell you that your dreams aren't real and that your dreams can't become reality, because if you put your mind to it, you can do it, and all you have to do is put God first and everything will happen. Everything will fall into place.
I would say dream big to me means to just follow your passion. Whatever you do that that makes you get up in the morning, whatever you think about, whatever's always on your mind, whatever you're passionate about, just go after it and don't put limits on yourself. I think oftentimes we always say, well, I can't do this because I'm this, or I can't do this because I don't have this. And you can't think about what you don't have or what you're not. You have to just think about your passion and just go for it.
Right.
They said, having something set in your mind, sticking to it. And for me, I think just remind yourself to not only have the goal, but to work towards that goal. You got to make your dreams work. You have to really put yourself in a position to be able to have that success. So, set your bar high. Never limit yourself. But at the same time, you understand you have to work towards that goal and really push yourself. And, like they said, don't really let other people get in the way or, bring you off that.
The word is dream big, very significant. I think you always say this quote that if your dreams aren't big enough, if your dreams don't scare you, then they aren't big enough. And I think that quote is very powerful because, as the three other folks have said on the panel, you want to have something that drives you, something that makes you wake up in the morning, not just class or going to work, but that thing that when you get off work or when you are done with class that makes you still want to put in another 2 to 3 hours of work and time on it. So that's really what your dream really is that thing that makes you want to put in that extra time to accomplish it.
Definitely. I heard Marcus, I heard you say something about being around the right people. How important is it for you all to be around the right crowd to be able to reach the dream?
I think it means a lot. I mean, I think who you're around, if you're around positive people, a lot of people say, people you're around kind of affects how you carry yourself, and stuff like that. So being around positive people who have big dreams and, setting certain standards for themselves, actually chasing and pursuing, just on the right path that really inspires you. I know personally I have a great group of friends who are all, doing different things, in their own lanes, to be what they want to be. So being around that makes you want to be great yourself.
All right.
I would add to that. I think that it's very important. Being a production assistant, my first shift used to be being to work at 4 a.m. So I needed to have people around me who understood my schedule and could support me and know that, no, I can't go out tonight because I have to get up in the morning at 2 o'clock in the morning. And not everybody understands that. So I had to surround myself with people who motivate me and push me to do the right thing and help me along the way. And I also do pageants. So in pageants, I had to lose a lot of weight, or not lose a lot of weight, but maintain my weight. And I had to have friends around me who supported me and helped me work out. I have really good friends that I work out with, and they motivate me to make sure, are you supposed to be eating that? Are you supposed to be doing that? Are you going to the gym today? And I don't think that I would be where I am today if I didn't have that group of people around me.
I would definitely say that birds of a feather, they say that they flock together. And so my parents would always say, if everybody in your circle, if you're doing better than all the people in your circle, there's a problem with that. You want some people that are doing even bigger things than you're doing, because like you said, they can push you to become even better than where you are. You don't want anybody that's going to make you feel complacent or that, why you out there? Why you doing this? Why you getting up so early in the morning? I would never do that, you know? You don't want anybody that's gonna bring you down. And also, you want friends around who are not only gonna push you, but who are gonna also support your dreams and who you can support theirs. A lot of times, and I feel like especially in the Black community, we don't always support each other. We have people on this panel who are entrepreneurs. How often do we support people who are out here and, you know, doing their own, having their own businesses? So we have to have friends that are gonna support us and also encourage us as well.
Really the biggest obstacle in you really accomplishing your dream is you realizing that you really are your biggest obstacle. A lot of times there will be people along the way that you want to, I know me personally, when I was starting to do better as a nonprofit organization, there were a lot of people who I couldn't get to understand the vision. Like I wanted people to accept it. I wanted people to understand where I'm coming from and what's my plan and what's my dream. Whereas it's like, for me, the most important thing is for me to understand and for me to believe in my dream. And I can go ahead and accomplish it and build up this foundation that eventually people will be able to see this vision and the mission of what I'm really trying to accomplish. And just understanding that people's opinion of you, unless they're in a position to help you or better you, then they really don't matter. And so when it comes to accomplishing your dreams, those are the people that you really want to keep in mind, the people who are in a position to really help you or better.
I would definitely agree to that. I would say that the biggest obstacle was myself as well. I've had people in my life that have told me that I wasn't going to make it to be anything, and specifically I had a coach who told me that I was not going to amount to anything more than being a pretty face and that I wasn't going to reach my goals. And now today, a year and a half after graduation, I can say that I have reached my goals and I have went above and beyond what he told me I was going to be, and he wasn't going to find me. He told me that I wasn't smart and I graduated school a year early. He told me that I wasn't going to be able to reach my dreams and be on TV, and I'm here today and I can say that I have done that. So that was my biggest obstacle, and I'm glad that I overcame that.
I would say also it's about your mindset and your thoughts, your personal thoughts, you know, not even things that you say out loud, but what are you saying to yourself? Are you speaking positively to yourself? You don't want to say anything that's going to bring yourself down. You want to have those self-affirmations, you know, even if it's just putting a sticky note up, you know, in your bathroom when you wake up in the morning. You are great, you are beautiful, you know, you can do anything. You know, because you have to believe in, if you don't believe that you can do it, nobody else is going to support or believe that you can do it either. So it's all about your mind. I would say never miss breakfast. A lot of times people always skip breakfast or you eat something like a Pop-Tart. I would say breakfast is one of the most important meals of the day because it gets me energized. I do like shakes or, you know, eggs or something just to kind of get me ready to attack my morning, as well as, you know, prayer. You know, that works all times of the day. So, you know, you pray over your day, or you, just like the self-affirmations, you can speak to your day. Say, today is going to be an awesome day. Today I'm going to do this. Today this is not going to happen. You know, you have to speak life, you know, into your day. So.
Right. And I think what you said was so crazy that, you know, breakfast is so important. That's something your parents probably told you. And you realize a lot of stuff your parents told you actually makes sense when you get older. But you don't listen when you're younger because it's like, well, what do they know? They haven't been here. All the parents are like,
This sounds a little cheesy, but I actually do this, and this helped me with my confidence, because a lot of people might know, but I did struggle with self-confidence, and what helped me achieve my dreams was just looking in the mirror every morning and saying positive things to myself, telling me that today's going to be a great day, I'm going to succeed, I am beautiful, I'm smart, I'm fierce, whatever you need to tell yourself for you to believe it. That helped me a lot, and I don't think that's bad advice. I think that's exactly what helped me.
Something that helped me a little different from that is I like to stay on schedule, like for all my workouts and stuff. I think having a plan and being able to stick to that is easy to kind of get into a routine and work really hard. Like I hate when I wake up and I don't have a workout. I find my way to the gym, but it's not necessarily on the schedule, so it's kind of, having that routine and being able to get to something, your downtime, get back to it, I think really helps me stay on track.
Yeah, and I echo Marcus's sentiments. Is kind of just having this checklist. That's one thing I like to do, is create goals for the day, for the week, for the month, for myself, and just kind of check them off as I go on, and just make sure I'm staying on task, as Marcus said.
Yeah, I mean, something I even do the night before I go to sleep, I'll write out the to-do list of what I'm going to do the next day. And it keeps you, mindful. You might go, oh yeah, what's to do that tomorrow? But you just have to take the time to sit and think without put your phone down, put up all distractions and just sit and think about what you want to get done for the next day. That's awesome. So this question is going to be more guided towards the athletes. Both of y'all play basketball, but Marcus still plays basketball. So what did sports pros and cons you think did for you all growing up playing sport?
I think sports are great, obviously. I think as far as dreaming big, as far as like how all that ties in, playing basketball coming up, everybody wants to go to the NBA. It's like a bar none dream everyone has, and I think just seeing a lot of kids come up in smaller schools, big schools, just having that platform to go through the school system and be able to play, just have the slightest possibility to maybe one day make it there. It's a very small percentage, but I just think being in that room and just seeing so many people, you see all the success stories. I think it's great to kind of be able to, even if you don't make it, be able to dream and think, maybe one day you can be.
I think sports, one of the main lessons it really teaches you is how to deal with obstacles. I mean, whether it's an injury, whether it's playing time, whether it's coach, whether it's teammates, you learn a lot of different dynamics playing sports and how to deal with people and how to deal with hardships that may come your way. Also, I think that playing sports teaches you to use the things that the tools and skills that you do have and use them to better yourself and put yourself in a better position. I'll speak personally for myself. Playing basketball in high school, I was able to transfer my junior year and go to one of the top 50 private schools in the country. Not because top 50 academic schools. I should say top 50 academic schools. So then when I went to apply to college, it was like I went to this very high prestige academic school, so it looked better on my college applications. Even though I didn't want to play basketball in college, I was in a very good position to get into college as a result of sports.
Yeah, what I would say about sports is that sports taught me discipline. And this was college sports. In high school, I was just naturally good at track, so I didn't really feel like I had to work as hard. I never lifted weights. I barely went to practice, but I was just good. When I did go to practice, it just wasn't that hard. It wasn't challenging, but when I got to college, I ran track at the University of Missouri, so when I got to college, I was in over my head. Practice every day, on the weekends, in the morning, at night, lifting weights. I had to eat, drink, think, sleep, track, and it taught me discipline. I know that I don't think that I would be able to get up at 4 and go to work at 4 o'clock in the morning if I didn't have to get up and go to weights at 5 o'clock in the morning when I ran track. And I also think that it taught me perseverance because my senior year in high school, I fractured my 4th lumbar vertebrae in my back. And I had to persevere through my back injury in order to get a scholarship. I had a goal to get a scholarship and to run track at a Division I level. And if I didn't, and I think that fracturing my back actually made me work harder because at that point I had to work harder. And because I worked harder, I think that I got the scholarship that I knew I could get.
Definitely. I think one of the main things that sports taught me was the results of hard work. I feel like a lot of people don't always get that, but to be able to see, whatever you did in the gym that whole week before, on the track the whole week, and then you put it into a game and actually works, you get to see kind of what the hard work, the results of it, definitely. So, the last question I ask you all is if you could tell your younger self one thing, like one thing looking back at like the young Marcus or the young AJ, young Chelsea, what would you say to yourself?
To listen to the, you guys want?
No, go ahead, Marcus.
Okay, just to listen. I think when we're younger, at that age, you think you know everything, like you said earlier about the parents, just to listen and kind of take heed to some of the gems that, we've been hearing for a long time, but they're really now just starting to hit us like, oh, okay, I've been hearing this, so just to listen and kind of, take everything in.
I would tell my younger self to just be bold and never dim your light to let others shine. You know, sometimes I feel like we're like, oh, I don't want to do this because I don't want to be in the spotlight, or I don't think I can do this because that's just going to be too much. And I would just tell myself just to go for it. Whatever it is, just do it and just be you. You know, that's what I would say.
One thing that I would definitely tell my younger self is trust God's timing. Everything is not going to happen when you want it to happen, and I had to learn that the hard way. I could tell myself yesterday to trust God's timing, or 2 days ago, because I was worried about getting this new job, and I thought that I should be somewhere that I'm not. And just in the matter of a week, I got a new job, a way better job, in my opinion, and everything. You're not going to get what you want when you want, but everything is going to happen in the right time. So just trust God's timing. That's the best advice I could tell anybody.
I agree with Trusty. My thing that I would tell myself is you can do it. There's a lot of things that I've done probably since being a teenager that between then and now that I've accomplished that I probably going into them, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this. Like, getting into Morehouse College, becoming a captain, starting my own organization, it's just like, there were a lot of things that I'm just like, no, there's no way I'm going to do that, and then it's like, you did it. So it's just like, just have faith in yourself, have faith in God, and just understand that you'll be able to do anything.
I think one of the main things that I would have told my younger self was that, you know, the God's timing, of course, but I feel like one of the main things is not to have too much peer pressure with the culture around you. You know, because I feel like in high school, you know, you think high school is your world when you're in high school. You know, it's like, this is the culture, this is cool. But you don't realize how temporary it is until you get to college. And they're like, oh, I'm going to get to college, I'm going to rock out, I'm going to be the coolest person on campus, you know, I'm going to be this, that, and the third. But you don't realize how temporary those people are. Because I graduated, I probably only talked to 90, out of those 100%, 95 of those people I don't talk to. And it's like, I tried to do all this stuff to look cool for this person, but ultimately I should have just thought about myself first. So I think that was one of the main things. So give it up for the first acceptance gentleman.
Selling magic gets lonely and I'll often get sad. Praying for some good news to fall in my lap. Praying for a good ha-ha to end my day. Cause man, it's been a really bad day. Some monkey stole my hat, I lost my mind, kid, and my hair doesn't gray. And I might not graduate up today. My dad told me the devil ain't no push no. Then he stepped on my foot and pushed me over. Nah. Calling back up, I need help back up. Then God said, you're all alone on this one breath. Child, blues, I'm blue and no clue, only as a lost shoe to give my spirits a boost. I hum a tune like a flower that blooms. I feel brand new and then that's what I do. I do my happy dance. I do my happy dance. Sun shining so I happy dance. Strike a pose and then I happy dance. Oh, I do my happy dance. I do my happy dance. I feel like me when I happy dance. Take it to church. Sunshine, guys.
How you doing? I'm Alonzo Corbett. I'm a graduate from Bowie State University. Okay. I actually own 3 businesses. They are located in Brandywine, Maryland. I have a barbershop, a hair salon, and a coffee shop. I was blessed to be able to actually locate all 3 of them right next to each other. So I'm happy about that.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Yasmin Schuler. I'm 22 years old. I went to the Academy of the Holy Cross, graduated in 2012, and then I went to Xavier University in Cincinnati, Ohio for 1 year and transferred to St. John's in New York, where I studied sports management. And right now I am a fashion model and a personal assistant for an NBA player.
How y'all doing tonight? I'm Malcolm Lemons, Washington, D.C., graduate of Gonzaga College High School and Niagara University up in New York. Played professional basketball in Japan for 2 years. Now I'm an entrepreneur and I have a book coming out this summer called Lessons from the Game. It basically highlights my obstacles becoming a professional athlete and how basketball and sports are directly related to life and the things that you can take from sports and directly translate them over to life.
Hello everyone, my name is Jalen. Unlike the other panelists, I am 17 years old. I attend Bishop McNamara High School. I actually graduate next week. Thank you. I own my own photography studio in Washington, D.C. It opened up June 11th, and I'll be studying business entrepreneurship at St. John University in Queens, New York.
I guess I'll go first. Well, my dream had always been to be a professional athlete, and it was something that drove me at a young age. I was innately passionate about it and went through a lot of obstacles, but I think I was just so focused on it, I didn't let anyone deter me from achieving that dream. Even though I'm still fairly young, that was something that I was really driven by. I felt like it was my purpose. I felt like it was.
I think that's it. Check. That might just keep it.
Yeah, I went through a lot of obstacles. From being cut my sophomore year in high school for the basketball team, and almost giving it up. To having a bunch of injuries in college, and getting sick in college, having to transfer my last year of college. So, and even sitting out, my first year out of college, I still, pursued that dream regardless of what happened and what adversity I went through, and ended up accomplishing that. So.
Yes, I'm next. Okay. My name is Jalen. Like I said earlier, I'm a photographer and I have my studio in DC. My dream was to open up my photography studio. I really didn't figure out what I wanted to do until I got my camera for my 16th birthday. Before, I wanted to be like my sister. My sister, she became a makeup artist from BET when she was in high school. So I was like, okay, I want to do something that involves making money and use my talents at the same time. So once my parents got my camera for my 16th birthday, I opened up my studio. I went through a lot of obstacles as well, and my main obstacle was dealing with self-doubt and my peers as well. People take the phrase, your haters are your motivators, lightly, but I actually use that. I use my haters at my school and people surrounded me as motivation. They always said, well, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to open up a studio? Like, you're so young. I use that as a drive basically to open up my studio.
And my dream has always been to be an assistant coach for a Division I men's basketball team because there aren't any women that do that. And now working for a professional basketball player, my dream has kind of taken a slight turn, which does happen to people, and that's okay. I'm starting to think about being an agent or maybe even opening my own agency or starting my own agency. And so that's,
I think my dream kind of changed over time. Growing up as a kid, of course, all kids, they want to make a lot of money. Even adults, I think they chase certain jobs because they make more. They want to do certain things because they heard that you can make a lot of money. So what I experienced when I opened up the barbershop 4 years ago, I experienced having a lot of money and still not being accomplished. But what changed my life was when I saw the barbers inside of the business making money for their families. That excited me, and I think ultimately my dream went from being rich to being able to help people. So that's what my dream is now.
So determine you know, what and how you found your passion.
Okay, I found my passion by testing out different things. So first, I started baking cakes with my grandmother. I said, okay, I know it's kind of different. I said I wanted to be a baker. My grandmother and I, we would always bake all the time. We used to sell cakes. I wanted to do that for a while, but then I was like, I could do something else. I really don't want to do this. So I started selling t-shirts and selling jeans. I would piece t-shirts, make the stretch jeans, just sell them at school. I did that for a while.
You pay taxes on that?
But that's a real. But I used to do that at school for a minute, but yeah, I really didn't like that either. But once I fell in love with my camera and I actually started using it for different community events, using it to take pictures of my sister makeup models, I actually fell in love with it. So I think you find your passion by testing out different things. It's not going to just come to you instantly. You have to actually test out different things to see what you actually want to do.
Yeah, I could definitely piggyback on that. I was blessed enough to find my passion at a young age. And to me, passion is something that you can wake up every day and it just naturally drives. You know, you can do it and it's effortless, you know. You have fun doing it, it's easy for you, and you don't need any incentive or motivation to do it. You know, it's something that you can do, you know, not for money, just because of natural love and, you know, something that just drives you from within. So, you know, I definitely have to agree with that. You know, it's trial and error. Because to me, there's no other way to find your passion but through trying different things.
I agree. My passion came to me sophomore year of high school. I was the manager of the basketball team, and my specific job was to run the books, and that's when I started realizing how I was paying attention to each player and how they do or don't play their position properly, and I started to think, okay, this is something that I really want to pursue and follow this and do it for men's basketball, only really because there aren't any women, and I do truly believe that women can be just as sports savvy as men can. So.
This is a funny story. I think I found my passion when I was a kid, but I was in love with the idea of satisfying my mom and my grandfather as a kid because they enjoyed me playing football. But I can remember I was 8 years old when I got hit by a car, and a helicopter came and picked me up, took me to the hospital. I had to get 750 stitches in my forehead.
How many?
750.
Wow.
But it's crazy because I didn't even fear of dying. I feared that my shape-up wouldn't be straight anymore. I can laugh now about it. Trust me. It wasn't a pretty sight. And to this day, you know, I tell that story to a lot of my friends, and they're like, yo, like, you was worried about your shape up, though? You was about to die. And I was raised by a single mom, so she did a lot for me. She tried to be my dad, she tried to be, you know, she worked 2 jobs. So she actually got into the business when I was young. She's a master barber and a senior cosmetologist. And she opened up a barbershop and a salon when I was 13. So that was my first job. So honestly, I think I knew what I wanted to do when I was young, but it deterred me away because, you know, I had to go to college. I was actually good at playing sports, so I kind of took its course, you know, but once I finished playing, I went right back to doing what I really wanted to do, and that was cut hair.
Yeah, that's great. So, you know, the last thing I asked, what they did, you know, what were some of their obstacles going on, but I want to know, what are some specific things that you all did to get through, you know, your injuries or your doubts or your hard times? What did you all do to get through those things that other people benefit?
To me, it's a mindset. You know, you have 2 choices. You can, you know, sit back and feel sorry for yourself, or you can push through and understand that, you know, you really are the only one that's holding yourself back. And like to piggyback off what the first panel said, just surrounding yourself by positive people, and people who are gonna, you know, back you whenever you are going through those hard times. But it really falls on you. You only have 2 choices, and to realize that feeling sorry for yourself and, you know, giving up on something that you're passionate about or maybe passionate about, you know, is not, you know, it's not what you really want. You know, right. You want to push through adversity, and adversity makes success that much better.
Right. So what exactly did you do? What did you do?
You know, I had, like you said, I had a single mother. She supported me, you know, in every way possible. You know, when I got cut from the high school basketball team my sophomore year, you know, I was really thinking about giving up basketball altogether. I came home and I was devastated. You know, to go through something like that at such a young age, especially when you put so much time and effort into it. But she basically just talked me out of it. You know, she said, if this is what you want to do, you know, you're going to have to go through failure. And I sat down and I really thought about it. And to me, it was just like, I just had those two choices. I was like, I can quit and give up all this work that I put in, or I can, you know, continue to persevere and, you know, continue to push for my dream. So to me, it was just a mindset.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, no, I don't see any other way. So is an obstacle that you have to challenge yourself, is turning negativity into positivity and letting the negative feedback only push you harder to do what you want to do.
So I have a list. I have a list of things that I did. Is that So the first thing I did, I stopped buying Jordans. Stopped standing in line for all the new shoes that came out. Stopped shopping every week when I got my check. I stopped dating 4 or 5 different girls. And I started praying more. And I also worked 2 full-time jobs. Wow. So around the time when I wanted to start my business, I couldn't get a loan from the bank. I never knew why I couldn't get a loan until I started reading books. But I tried to get a loan, they denied me.
Why is that? You want to go into like real quick, why do you think you did?
Okay, so what they do in the bank when you try to get a loan, they look at your debt to income ratio.
Okay.
So being as though you don't have, I'm sorry, I'm talking about myself now.
Not good.
I didn't have any kids, wasn't married. I had 2 full-time jobs. Each job I was making probably $60,000 each. So I was making $120 a year, but I had a mortgage. So what happened was, when I bought my mortgage, when I bought a condo was like 185. My debt to income ratio was still too high to get qualified for this loan that I wanted. So I went to like 8 different banks. Every single bank told me no. I thought it was a race thing. Some of it probably was, but you know, and that's when I started having doubt. Because, you know, as a kid, you know, adults always tell you, don't get in trouble, don't get locked up, you don't need to get no criminal record, you know, things like that. I did all of those things right. You know, got good grades, got a college degree, don't have a criminal record. I got 2 jobs, no kids, no liabilities right now, just my mortgage. And I was wondering, like, why I can't get a loan? I wanted answers, no one could give me answers. They knew the answers, but they didn't want to tell me the answers. So instead of just giving up on what I wanted to do, I got 2 full-time jobs. I only was getting like 3 or 4 hours of sleep for like 3 years straight. So what happened was, I used to work security. I had 2 security jobs. So what happened, I didn't even know what I was doing at the time. I just thought I was just, you know, trying to make a whole lot of money. And what happened was, you gotta wear uniforms to work, right? Right. So I was working 2 jobs. So I would leave one job, switch the uniform in the car, drive to the next job. By the time I got off on the second job, it was time to go home to get some rest, to wake right back up, to go to the first job.
So basically you had no life?
I had no life. No life. I missed Christmas, I missed Thanksgiving. I was saying grace with my family on Skype. They knew what I was trying to accomplish though. Just like you were saying, you gotta have the right people around you to motivate you. I didn't have any friends around me telling me, hey, you doing a good job. My friends were telling me, man, you changing. Why you been going out? Why you don't want to go out? Mind you, I had a condo and I let one of my friends move with me. He was throwing parties in the house while I was gone. I was getting home from work. Everybody's in the house partying. They're like, man, you always working. Now, the same people who was telling me that I'm always working, they like applauding me now because I don't have to work as much. And they're working jobs that they don't really want to work. So I think it's big for adults to teach their kids early on the valuable things versus the things that's not really valuable to you. Things that don't really matter. I think we glorify the wrong things to our kids. I think that when they do well in school, I'm not saying everyone, just some parents. They reward them with things that don't have no valuability. And then what happens is when they get older, they turn to those things and they give them so much power that they really shouldn't have. So the first time someone gets some money, the first thing they do is go buy something that don't really have no valuability. Whether it's cars, clothes, shoes, jewelry, I mean, it really doesn't have no valuability. So that's what I had to do to get where I am.
Wow, great. Thank you.
Dream. And people say, well, I don't really know what I want to do. It's like, all right, I just move on to that. But then when people say, I want to do this, but there's no way that I could do this, do that, and I'm just like, what do you mean there's no way? Like, how do you even, what is stopping you, I sometimes I don't understand how people think that something can get in the way, but there's really nothing can get in the way.
Right.
So people who are unmotivated and just kind of blank.
Unmotivated.
You can kind of sense that when you meet someone.
Yes, definitely.
I am lazy people as well. I don't like being around lazy people. My generation today, a lot of people, I ask them, what are you about to do? Graduate in high school, what do you want to do? And a lot of them don't know what they want to do. They depend on their parents. And the way I was raised to be independent and self-sufficient. So I can't have someone, my parents, I don't know what they want me to do yet, or just depending on your parents overall. My mom, she's doing this and that for me. I'm just like, okay, well, we're 18, well, I'm 17. You guys are 18, still depending on your parents. Like, you can't be stuck in the moment. You have to look ahead. So people who are lazy, that's a characteristic of people who I don't want to hang around.
Okay. I mean, one thing that, I saw that for myself and just going to school and the difference between my school friends and my business friends, I realized that I would have a turn-up crew. Every weekend I would hit them up, but it would only be on the weekends. Yo, what you doing tonight? I bet. We going to a bar, we doing this, and boom, boom, boom. But then I realized during the week when I was trying to get stuff done and trying to type papers and trying to, articulate my thoughts and get them out and, just brainstorm people, it was a whole different squad of people. And that's when I was like, hold on, something don't seem right. I need to be spending more time with the people that are innovative, and that want to actually be in the same field as me, and that want to do the same stuff versus the people that do out. And I saw that once I stopped going out as much, and the time I spent from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. makes a huge difference. Huge difference. Because if you take the time you spend from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. with a girl or a guy, or you spend that time playing Xbox Live, or you spend that time doing whatever it is you do, if you take that time to actually focus it on something that's valuable, something that's going to put you into the next level, it makes a light years of difference. Light years of difference. And I feel like when you have friends around you that understand that aren't always trying to go out, always trying to find the quickest pleasure that they can and get that quick satisfaction, you actually grow a lot more as an individual. A lot more.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's okay not knowing what you want to do, but not trying to figure out what you want to do with your life is a whole different thing.
Right.
So you definitely want to surround yourself with like-minded individuals and people who are interested in pursuing something greater than themselves, who actually want to find what their passions are, what their purpose are. But you don't want to be around people who are lazy and unmotivated and don't want to figure out what those things are for themselves.
I think throughout the journey, I'm still cool with a lot of friends that don't have the same passion as me. I think ultimately you need to be around people that have a lot to lose. You can't go out with people who don't have anything to lose because they don't really care about your life either. And that goes from friends to family to whoever. I think, you know, you have a lot of friends who may support you in your face, but behind your back, they kind of like tearing you down or telling people that he only doing it because such and such, such and such. You know, so you're not really gonna know totally who's your friends or not. I think ultimately you just have to be around people who have a lot to lose and they support you. This can go a long time. I mean, I don't want to hold everyone here too much. I'm trying to get the strengths and the weaknesses and all of the good points with friends. But like I said, I still have some friends that aren't on the same path as me. I support them from afar. You know, I don't go out with them at night, stuff like that. You know, I might hit them up on Facebook or something like that, check on them. You know, I still care about them. But you just gotta realize that everyone can't go where you're going, you know? So, our culture and our history is, we've come from slavery. I think you gotta really realize where we come from to understand what you can actually do and accomplish in your life. You know, I don't know if you guys, you know the full story of Harriet Tubman, but Harriet Tubman, you know, she traveled the Underground Railroad and freed herself, but she didn't keep walking. You know, she turned around and went and got other people. So who's to say that when you get successful, you're supposed to just forget about the people that you can help? You know, so I look at stories like that, and I kind of try to adapt those things in my life, because like I said, once you start making money, you'll realize that money is really not all all what you thought it was. Yeah, you might be able to buy some shoes that you couldn't afford, or get a bigger house, things like that, but it doesn't necessarily make you happy. You know, so I think, and that goes with the beginnings of your life. You know, you need to get more money, or you need to get these shoes, or you ain't cool because you don't got these shoes. So when you get older, you remember those things. Like, those things are instilled in your mind. So I think that's what our culture is I think our culture is fighting at right now with the Jordans, new shoes coming out every week. You know, PlayStation, Xbox competing with each other. You know, now you got like all these apps and stuff coming out, Pokemons and all this other stuff. Like, that stuff has no meaning. I mean, it has no valuability. What you should do is learn how to make the Pokemon app, so that way you can sell the Pokemon app instead of playing the Pokemon app. You know, so that's it. I mean, I think we just have to redirect our thinking, you know, and stop being consumers. You know, I think we consume everything in the world, and we forget that we're smart enough to create this stuff. So why should we just sit back and spend all of our hard-earned money on this thing, on these things, and we making everybody else rich. Right. You know, you have black businesses that open up every day, but you go shop at the Asian stores, or instead of going to the soul food spot, you going to get the carry-out food. You know, it's just little things like that. That I think our culture could kind of like grow a lot faster. So I battle with the whole friend thing. You know, when I opened up the shop, I only had 3 clients. You know, a lot of my friends, they was like, yeah, man, you should do it. Then when I actually started preparing myself and actually, getting there and actually buying furniture and finding a spot to open up the shop at and actually opening, nobody showed up. You know, so it's hard for us to actually get past the friends not supported, because we put all of our energy in our friends. You know, so when our friends don't support us, the first thing we do is we sit back and cry. But guess what? You got like 8 friends. It's 1 million people that live right beside your business. Right. You know? So I can definitely say I've been through that. So if you're going through that right now, it's going to just keep pushing.
I'd say reasons and things coincide. So by that, I mean everything happens for a reason, which kind of goes back to what I said before about turning negativity into something positive. If you're struggling and going through something, you gotta see it as something great will come out of it, you know? That's how I feel, at least, for all the struggles that I've been through, to see where I am and who I've become now and how strong I am. It's because of that struggle. So I would never regret struggle, or I never wish upon it that it doesn't happen, because it's actually a great thing. You just have to look at it that way. You may not see it like that in the moment, but when you come out of it and you realize who you've become from it and where you are, it's actually a great thing, and it's a part of the journey into getting to where you want to be.
Yeah, I mean, I have to reiterate that. You know, adversity makes you the person that you are. You know, if you didn't go through obstacles, success wouldn't be as sweet when you get there. So adversity and obstacles, that's what makes your story, you know, worth telling. And then another thing is just be grateful. You know, gratitude is so important to me. You know, I try to find you know, a couple of things every morning that I'm grateful for. You know, even if I am going through a hard time or going through certain obstacles, you know, you always have something to be thankful for. And then just know that somebody out there is rooting for you. You know, you may not get that praise every day. You may not get that feedback. You may not hear it all the time, but not God. You know, He's always got your back. But you know, there's other people out there that want you to succeed. You got to understand that and realize that every day.
I would probably tell that person to leave, well not leave, but to make their mark on earth. A lot of people take for granted that we have one life to live. We have to leave earth. Basically, another person saying, oh yeah, that person was successful. That person was a leader in his community. Leaving your mark here on earth will actually make a difference. So not to give up, basically using people who brought negative energy to you as motivation. Stay determined, make sure you plan ahead, set goals, make sure you manage your time, all that counts in. So.
I just wanted to say one more thing, right? This actually is for the parents who have kids that play sports, and this is a big problem I think that we have. So, and I know that I went through this too. So I was good at playing football. I was star running back. I also played quarterback, and I used to score touchdowns all the time. So when I would score a touchdown, everyone would jump up and down. You know, they would run to the end zone, meet me in the end zone, pick me up. You know, the crowd would go wild. But when I got straight A's, no one really said anything. You know, my mom did, but everyone who was giving me all these trophies and, you know, overreacting when I made a good play, they didn't say anything when I got straight A's. And as a kid, I did more of the things that made everyone overreact versus the things that they didn't pay attention to. So if I could give adults, parents any advice, overreact when your kids get good grades. Because they're going to remember that. They're going to know that makes mommy happy, that makes daddy happy. You know, as a kid, all we want to do is make our parents happy. So if we see our parents overreacting and so proud of us making good plays on the football field or the basketball field, but when we get good grades, it's just like, oh, you're supposed to do that. Yeah, you're supposed to do that, but overreact. Because they're going to remember that when they're in class. Because they're going to, you know, they're going to want mommy to jump up and down and take me to a pizza spot and have a pizza party when I get straight A's. So that's all I wanted to say about that.
That was great. That was awesome. Good job.
Since first grade, they clap for me, or they clap for me. I'm gonna dream on, travel the 7 seas, mama. You come up better me, mama. Look, I got wings, mama. My interior's decorated for last. Ain't good vibrations, I'm not complaining no more. So much to be thankful for. I got shoes to walk in, got clothes on my back, roof over my head, mattress stay there. My laps, and if I lose all of that, then I still got my lap. Too grown to cry now, made it to 21. Like blackjack, and you taught me how to use it for you. Taught me how to be was for you. Taught me how to use my feet and look both ways. I'm